together and made themselves aprons.
Now jump over to verse 21.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did YAHAWASHI power make.
Well, read it verbatim. Because the thing about that is, when you in Genesis, sometimes it say God, so you got to know what it's saying. Okay, so read it verbatim for me, so I can explain it.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins.
So when you look up that word Lord God right there, the word Lord there is Yahweh. And when you look up the word God there is Elohim. So what it's saying is the Most High judges, the actual angels. That's what it's saying. Okay? Allah meaning Elohim meaning power and judge. When you put the yum on it to make it plural, that means judges. Okay? That means more than one. Elohim, when you put hayim on it, when you put the hayim on the end, that makes it plural, meaning more than one. Okay? So it said Lord God there. What it's saying is the Most High and YAHAWASHI and the angels. Okay? When it said Lord God. Okay, so go ahead.
Make coats of skins and clothe them.
So guess what? When you go back over there to verse, what was it, 7? They was actually naked and they hid themselves. Because before then they wasn't ashamed. They wasn't ashamed to be together and be seen together. You know what I'm saying? Being naked like that. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't ashamed of that. You know, they had statute laws and commandments, but going back, the best way I can explain it, they wasn't ashamed at that time of seeing each other naked. Okay, but we're gonna jump back up to the 2nd chapter, explain what I'm talking about. They wasn't ashamed about them being naked at that time, but they put fig leaves on them, right? And then over there, they cover themselves up. And then over there in the same chapter, in the 21st verse, why did the Most High tell them to do that? That was the first time they would start killing animals, doing right there, to get the skin, to cover themselves up. So if they weren't actually naked, why did they do that? You see? So read that again in verse 21.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skin and clothe them.
So they start putting on skins of animals. Okay? They start making themselves clothes, man. So go back over there to, what was it, the 7th verse.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Verse 8. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden.
Yeah, they heard the judges, man. Okay? They heard the judges. Go ahead.
In the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. So are those trees actually talking about trees, or it's talking about people? It's talking about people. Go ahead. Is there other nations back there? Go ahead. Verse 9. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? Verse 10. And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. So, he said he was naked and he hid himself. He knew he was going off. Okay? He knew that he had sinned, man. Because they had laws back then. It was verbally. Okay? Contrary to popular belief. So, continue. Verse 11. And he said, Who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou should not eat? Verse 12. And the man said, The woman whom thou givest to me to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
And I did eat. Okay? So Adam went off through Eve, man. So the reason why I'm reading this, because you can go into the history and see the future. Eve gonna take that RFID chip, man. And guess who she gonna bring it to? Adam. You can see it, man. Ain't nothing new up under the sun, man. Eve gonna do it. Eve gonna do it all over again, man. The difference is, back then there was Adamites, but today they Israelites. And Esau gonna target Eve, man, to help further the destruction of Israel, man. Eve just gonna get caught up, and then 2/3 she gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? The ones who take gonna have to die out.
Especially if he tells her, especially if he tells Eve, like, well, I can't give you paper food stamps no more, and I can't put no more money on that debit card for child support, you know, unless you got that chip.
Unless you got that chip, and she gonna take it.
First in line.
She gonna be first in line, man. Because that's what she's thinking about the future, and then she looking at the future ignorantly, not knowing that America gonna be destroyed. And if she take that chip, she gonna be destroyed. Because what? Her pride got her blinded because she wanna be a judge. She wanna be over a man. She wanna be over the Israelite man. And it's gonna get her destroyed. And our whole household, man, kids and all. Yeah. So go back to Genesis.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 13. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me.
Yeah. Hit you with a quick lie. Hit you with something fast. Go ahead.
And I did eat.
And I did eat. So she brought death to the Adamites, man. Eve did. She brought death straight to the Adamites, man. And we as a nation ain't been right since because of Eve. Go ahead.
So verse 14. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field.
Okay.
Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
Yeah. So Esau today, and back then that serpent, he was cursed. But Esau today, he's cursed. And back then, he was cursed to be in a low state. Okay? So this time after he implement that chip and force it on people, and YAHAWASHI come back, he's gonna be right back in that low state, man. He's gonna be right back in it, man. Okay? So the Most High cursed him. Go ahead.
So verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman.
Between thee and the woman. That hatred. Okay? Go ahead.
And between thy seed and her seed.
Which is going into YAHAWASHI, man. You see? Going all the way to YAHAWASHI, man. See, it was already set up, man. It was set up between Jacob and Esau, then going into YAHAWASHI, man. It was set up, man. Go ahead.
It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Yep. In other words, who is going to pull down Esau's kingdom? Who is going to pull down the serpent's kingdom? YAHAWASHI. Because he come out of who? Jacob. Come out of the line of Jacob, man. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow in thy conception.
So that's why she have birth pains. That's why the woman have birth pains, man. Okay? When she give birth. Okay? The woman is supposed to sit up and give birth to the child. She's not supposed to lay down. But me talking to women and doing research, they say when they about to have them babies, it feel like they about to go to the bathroom. Yeah, it feel like they about to go to the bathroom. But there's so much pressure to feel like they about to go to the bathroom. But in the kingdom of heaven, that's how it's gonna be. Just like you doing a number 2, but no pain. You ain't gonna have that pain in the kingdom. That's a curse. Why you having pain? But it's gonna be like you doing a number 2, but with no pain. And Esau can't stop that. And if he try, he'll fuck around and mess you up, paralyze you. You know what I'm saying? Or give you all type of dope. But guess where that dope gonna go to? The child.
Let me give you that Captain girl and fucking hit on that thing.
Yeah, man. It end up hurting.
Put it in your fucking hair.
You'll end up having back problems and all type of stuff, man. And they say, well, yeah, he can fix it if he give you a lot of dope. But guess what? That dope, which is gonna numb you up, is gonna go into that baby. So he can't fix it. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Yeah, in sorrow, man. Thou shalt bring forth children. And that happened, man. You know? So, go ahead.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
In other words, your husband is supposed to rule over you, and you're supposed to listen to your husband. Not do your own thing, call yourself being the judge and being over him, man. Because that's what you was created for, to be a helpmate, a servant. To be there for your husband, man. Through thick and thin, in other words. Not separate from him, not go do your own thing. Not go listen to other nations and follow the ways of other nations and then try to bring it back to your family, your husband. Bust up the household. Nah. Go ahead.
And he shall rule over thee.
Yeah, he shall rule over you. He shall guide you in wisdom and knowledge. Okay? But since you don't want to do that, and that's a law, and you forsake the law, just like we read in Baruch, the 4th chapter. Those that leave it shall die. So Eve gonna leave the ordinance and the statute, law, and commandments of the Most High and take on the orders of what? The devil, Esau. She gonna worship Esau in the system, man. The beast system. And she gonna wait on Esau hand and foot like a dog, and she gonna pay homage to Esau, saying she a vessel of Esau, the serpent, Satan, the devil that the Bible speaks of, in order to continue to prosper in this society by getting that RFID chip, but she don't know she's gonna be destroyed. And the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. No, Eve ain't giving up them benefits. And see, that's one thing about these women. They like to be comfortable. They like to be comfortable, man. And that devil presented to where she can be comfortable, she gonna take it. Because if she did have faith in YAHAWASHI, she'll be up under a man. And know, when she doing that, she's rebelling against the order. She's rebelling against the government of Israel, man. Which is set up by YAHAWASHI. She would know that, but she don't. So she rebellious, unruly. She don't want to be ruled. She don't want to be guided by the truth. She say she wanna, I want to know the truth. I want me a man that's spiritual. I want me a godly man. That's a lie. You want a devil. They hit you with a quick lie and deception, so you can continue in your fantasy way of thinking. You know, that's what it is. Go ahead.
So verse 17, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife.
Since you listen to your old lady, and you sucking for love, When your heart on your shoulders. Go ahead.
And has eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake.
So that's why we gotta. So instead of the ground just yielding is vegetation and it's vegetables and all that. Instead of it just yielding and just growing, we gotta till it now. In other words, we gotta work. Sweat. Do our labor to get what we need to eat. Go ahead.
Curses the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat. Eat of it all the days of thy life.
That's why we working now. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herbs of the field.
So when you had them thorns and thistles grow up in your garden and where you're tilling the ground, it didn't used to be like that. That's a curse when it grows up in there. Yeah. It didn't supposed to be like that. So the Most High cursed it. So you have to work. You know, if you don't, you won't eat. Go ahead.
Verse 19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground.
Till we die. Or you gonna work while you living. And then we weren't even supposed to die like that. We supposed to live forever. Go ahead.
For out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
Yup, go back into the dirt. Because we're supposed to live forever. But that was a curse that we was going to die, man, and work. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become as one of us.
Knowing good and evil. Go ahead.
To know good and evil.
So what it was now on this side, all we learned was what? Evil. Before we came into the truth. Now we know good. So now that balance coming back around. See how that balance coming all the way back around? Okay? But the difference is today is Eve still wants to go beyond the man. And what is Esau going to breed for Eve so her eyes can be open, calling herself born above the man? That RFID chip, that technology. Go ahead.
And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever.
See? So we was cut off. So the Most High hit us with a curse. Okay? He hit the serpent with a curse, he hit Eve with a curse, he hit us with a curse. Okay? And now he said, no, you ain't gonna live forever. Okay? But when YAHAWASHI come back, all the curses gonna be taken off of him. When you read Revelation 22nd chapter, we're gonna be able to live forever. But right now, until YAHAWASHI come back, we'll die out, man. Because that's the curse that's on. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 23. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the garden of Eden to tilt the ground from whence he was taken. Verse 24. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the garden of Eden
cherubim. Yeah, that's a mighty angel. Cherubim. Go ahead.
cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life.
So, guess what? You was blocked. And the only one can break through that is who? YAHAWASHI. We was blocked. We was blocked all the way back then, man. You see? And that's why YAHAWASHI was quoting, give me Psalm 82. Don't try to slide through here. I know the sun blocking my eyes, but I see you right there. I see you trying to sneak through here. You ain't slick. You ain't slick. What'd you learn now?
Think what I learned.
What'd you learn now?
Everything's still going to snake.
Oh man, you confused me.
Hell no.
Give me Psalm 82.
Still think Russia going to nuke us?
Huh?
Still think Russia going to nuke us?
Russia gonna nuke us.
Russia. Still think Russia is going to nuke us?
Oh, I didn't understand. Sorry.
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me make sure I get him. Psalm 82. Yeah, hold that right there. Psalm 82 and 6. Now, what'd you say? You think Russia gonna nuke us?
Yeah, do you think?
Do I think that? According to the Bible, you ain't watch the news?
Yeah, I watch it all the time.
What you see going on?
I see the poll